Good afternoon and welcome to this Facebook Live. Today we're going to talk about fish, and no, not because it's Friday, but I would like to link it to yesterday, which was Compliment Day in Belgium. I do not know if this is an international thing, but it's definitely a national thing. The people who know me already know my fascination with fish, but probably not everybody who watches this knows me, so let me explain. Many years ago, I think 13 or 14, I attended a train-the-trainer course of 3 weeks. We were 100 people from all over the world, and on day one, the guru, because let's face it, if you have 100 people for 3 weeks, you're not a trainer, but you're a guru, was telling us the parable of the porpoise, and that's what I would like to talk about today. Everybody probably knows what a parable is, like this story with a wise lesson, sometimes having animals in it or coming from the Bible. That's a parable. Maybe not everybody knows what a porpoise is. It's a type of dolphin. Usually in other languages, I just call it the parable of the dolphin. Anyway, he told it, and it originally comes from Gregory Bateson, and it goes as follows. So when a dolphin has to learn, and he comes in the big pool for the first time, the trainer is not going to tell the dolphin what it has to do. It's just going to observe, and whenever the dolphin does something that could be seen as a trick, he's going to receive a fish. Okay, so dolphin comes in. This is the first time. I'm the dolphin. And suppose I do something with my tail. For the trainer, this is something that could be trick material. So what does the trainer do? Whistle, fish. So fish. The dolphin is happy, but doesn't really know what the trainer wants. So he keeps on swimming, does his thing, maybe does the tail thing again. Fish. Now the dolphin thinks, oh, whenever I do this with my tail, I get a fish. So probably for the rest of the show, he's going to do the tail, fish, and so on and so forth. Okay, show's over. Dolphin goes. Next time the dolphin comes in, he does the tail thing. Nothing happens. He thinks, oh, maybe the trainer didn't see it. So he goes right in front of the trainer. He does the tail thing, and nothing happens. So he's a bit upset because he doesn't understand what's happening here. Before I did it, I got a fish. Now I don't. So he's a bit upset. Swimming. Being upset. And then he does something else, like, for instance, jumping. He jumps. The dolphin thinks. He does a thing with the tail again. Nothing. Jump. So that's what he wants now. And he does jump. This happens 15 times. I'm not going to do 15 tricks, don't worry. But each time when the dolphin comes in, he does something that he did before. Nothing happens. He's upset. Sometimes the dolphin is so upset with the trainer that he doesn't want to have anything to do with the trainer anymore. So then the trainer sometimes gives him a fish without a whistle. So without having done something. Just a fish to keep the relationship going. The 16th time, however, the dolphin comes in and does 8 things, of which 4 never done by a dolphin. Okay, this is the parable of the porpoise or the dolphin. The trainer, I'm back at the guru now, told us the story and then said, this is a metaphor for giving positive feedback and how by only giving positive feedback you can achieve a change in behavior. Okay, interesting. So we're all following. And then he says, for the next 3 weeks, all we're going to do is give fish to each other. Yes, we're only going to give positive feedback. And we're going to give them in the following shape and form. He had these A4 papers cut in 4 with, so we had little papers with on one side an image from the sea, like a shell or something, whatever. And on the other side, it was empty. And there we had to write the fish. And there were 4 elements. First of all, there was the name for the person for whom it was. And then, secondly, there's the name of yourself, so no anonymous fish. And then in between, there's 2 sentences. The first sentence is, I noticed you, and then you have to fill in some behavior. I like it because, and then it says, that's something about yourself, and that's like the effect on me. So basically, the 2 elements, except for the names obviously, but 2 real elements of fish are something objective, something factual, so something about the other person, so behavior of the other person, and something subjective, something which I share about myself, why I like something. So that's a full fish. There were some other rules. So you always have to be able to write a fish, even if you don't necessarily like that person very much, according to the guru. You always can find something positive. Secondly, you have to mean what you say, so it's not for sucking up. Also, that also means you don't have your standard fish that you give to everybody, because then it's not real, right? So for instance, if you say, you go walk around the world and you say to everybody, I notice you smile a lot, I like it because it makes me feel better. I notice you smile a lot, I like it because it makes me feel better. I notice you smile a lot because it makes me feel better. I would not necessarily call that a fish. There, we also had to read them out loud. In real life, I usually do not read them out loud. I give the fish to the person. So this was the theory, okay? I'll give you an example later. So, I can tell you what the reaction was in the room after that the guru had told us that we were only going to give fish. A little bit of resistance, even from my side. Why resistance? Now, it's not that I wasn't a fan of positive feedback, even then. Not only positive feedback. I thought I kind of knew what I was good at, and actually I wanted to hear from others what I didn't do so well so that I could work on it. For instance, other people just thought it was American BS, and it was just like false praise and so on and so forth. So there was quite some resistance. Now, the guru was very open to this. And so he said, look, let's try it for a week. And if it doesn't work, I'm ready to change this. So we were split in groups of 10 and we had to practice it immediately. Now, I'm not going to talk about what happened there because that leads me to something else, but I will just jump that phase and I will tell you that at first there was quite some resistance. We did it because the guru told us we had to do it, but we didn't really believe in it. I was afraid I was not going to learn. Other people thought it was whatever, but we were doing it. And then after a while we realized, this does work. So for instance, I'm in a group of 3 or 4. One person is doing the exercise, 3 people are observing. The first nice thing for the person who's doing the exercise is that the 3 are paying attention, because afterwards they have to give a fish. So they have to pay attention because they have to be aware of all the behavior so they can say what they like, what they don't like. So for instance, John is doing an exercise and I say, Dear John, I noticed you had good eye contact. I liked it because I felt spoken to personally. That's it. That's a fish. Now, obviously, it's going to be signed with my name. I don't have to read my name because I'm reading it out loud to John. But afterwards, he'll have it. Suppose that the second person in our group also noticed the eye contact. And that's totally possible. But it's not necessarily the case that it had the same effect on that person. So maybe the other person says, I noticed you had good eye contact. I liked it because it helped me to stay focused. Different effect. And then there's a third person who sees something else, who says, I noticed you had good examples. I liked them because they helped me understand the theory better. Interesting. What happened afterwards? We all learned. So maybe the person who gave the presentation or did the exercise was not aware of his eye contact and said, if this is the effect on people, I have to make sure that next time I have good eye contact too. Suppose that I was not sure that I have good eye contact, for instance, the one who observed. So I might say, if this is the effect on me, I'm going to make sure that I also have good eye contact. And by the way, I'm also going to make sure that I have good examples like the other one had. So what happened, even though we only received positive feedback, we improved because we imposed changes on ourselves. Now, what are some of the benefits? There are many, 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 but I'll just give you some. One benefit is it kind of opens your mind a bit to also seeing good stuff. Because we often see the things that annoy us, but are we aware of everything that we like, or do we take it for granted? Also, by looking for positive things, we work on our own stress management, because if I don't like my colleague, Mary, whenever she does something I don't like, I go like, Mary, Mary. And I don't see any of the positive things anymore of Mary. I'm just going to get focused on the negative, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's going to go all the way to identity level of Mary. For this, go to the previous, an older video on the logical levels. Another advantage is it usually improves our relationship. The person is going to be happier. I mean, it's nice to receive a real compliment. All of these are advantages, okay? So I just wanted to give you that information. If you want to know more about this, go to the website www.nancybadens.eu/resources, and there you go to the Parable of the Porpoise. What do you find there? 2 articles on this, but I did the Facebook Live anyway for those people who don't like to read and they like to listen. You'll find a template with fish material, and you will also find the original story from Robert Dilts, because that's where I was in training, my guru Robert Dilts. So thanks again for introducing me to these fish. So this is it. Thank you very much. Go spread the fish. I invite you to give at least 1 fish today, and to give at least 2 a day over the weekend. You have the time. Go and make somebody else and yourself happy. Have a very nice weekend. Bye-bye. Thank you.